You may be wondering, why do we have this 2023 QX50 with only 2,000 miles for sale? Well, that's a good question. We actually took this one recently in on trade. We recently sold it, and the customer, very good customer of ours, she's bought other vehicles from us. She decided she just wanted a QX50 with a little bit more equipment than this one had. She maybe thought she jumped the gun on this one and just wanted something with more features. This one's very nicely equipped with features, but obviously you can get them even more loaded. This is kind of about the, I'd say about the mid-level as far as equipment goes. So she traded this one in for a brand new one with more equipment. That's how we acquired it. I think we maybe only sold this one maybe about 4 or 5 months ago. Only 2,073 miles. Beautiful shape inside and out. It's nearly new. And 2023 is a great year for the QX50 because it got some additional improvements. Since the QX50 first came out as a completely redesigned model in 2019, Infiniti has not laid back on improvements. It seems like almost every year they do some updates and improvements to it, which is definitely a good thing. I guess the biggest difference for 2023 is we'll see a little bit of a different design for the shifter versus the previous model. Different design on the alloy wheels. And you know, over the years they updated the infotainment system. I think it was in 2020. They updated the infotainment system for a more high resolution Crispr display, which is a welcome improvement. We also had the addition of Apple CarPlay and Android Auto come along as well. I think that was in 2021. And also in 2021 they made a lot of previously optional features standard, namely the advanced driver's assistance features, which in 2019 were optional. They are pretty much standard across the board in the QX50 now. So you have this little button right here. This activates your safety shield and your advanced driver's assistance features, also known as ADAS. Some of the advanced driver's assistance features is the Pro Pilot steering assist. You see you have a little steering wheel right there. Well, basically on speeds on the highway over 40 miles an hour, you can activate the Pro Pilot Assist, which is steering assist, which will keep you centered in your lane on the highway. It will follow gentle bends on the highway. It's not going to take care of pin corners. It's not for off-road, you know, non-highway use. Then that paired with the adaptive cruise control is really going to make your life so much easier driving on the highway, especially in traffic, stop and go slog of traffic. The car is doing all that work for you. You can kind of sit back and you're in supervisor mode with your hand in the wheel, still paying attention. So we have that. We have blind spot warning, blind spot intervention, so it will prevent you from merging into someone if you're in your blind spot, lane departure warning, lane departure prevention, forward collision warning, forward emergency braking. Lots of great features. This one has a few optional items on it as well. This has the performance audio package, which is $900, giving you the upgraded Bose Performance Series audio system. And the previous LUXE trim levels had less equipment, but in 2023 they shifted the packages around a little bit, or maybe it was 2022. Infiniti shifted the packages a little bit, and they gave you a lot more standard equipment with the LUXE. Namely, you have this nice leather, perforated leather interior, which you didn't have on previous versions of the LUXE. So we'll also notice we have a dual display system. The top screen is for parking camera, information. If you have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, this one doesn't have navigation, but you can have it on your, a navigation on your phone and project it right on that screen there. The bottom screen is a tab-like interface for vehicle settings and apps. We have a nice leather-wrap steering wheel paddle shifters. The QX50 is a compact luxury crossover vehicle. Front wheel drive is standard, intelligent all-wheel drive is optional. This has the optional intelligent all-wheel drive system. Also, here's a different design alloy wheels for 2023. Decent amount of space in the back seat. I'm 6'2", pretty comfortable back here. The second row seats, they slide back and forth. They also recline, making them very comfortable. You have this big panoramic roof as well. Power sunshade to dim things down if it gets too bright. Unfortunately, it's not too bright right now, so we'll leave the sunshade open. We have a power rear liftgate. Lots of cargo space. You can fold down those rear seats for even more cargo space. So we have an intelligent all-wheel drive system. The reason why it's intelligent is because when all-wheel drive is not needed, it'll be 100% front-wheel drive. That will help save on gas, because if the all-wheel drive system's constantly working all the time, even when you don't use it, it's going to go through gas faster. So It has a front wheel drive bias, and then it'll send power to the rear wheels as needed. For an engine, we have a variable compression turbocharged engine. This is pioneer technology for Infiniti, so it can change the compression ratio on the fly. So for instance, if you're just kind of doing easy does-it driving, you'll have a 14:1 compression ratio, which will maximize the engine for, will calibrate the engine for maximum fuel efficiency. But maybe you have the drive mode selector in sport mode, you're getting a little bit more aggressive to the throttle. Although the car can tell you need more power, so it'll quickly change that compression ratio to an 8:1 compression ratio, which will calibrate the engine for maximum horsepower, which is 268 horsepower and 280 pound-feet of torque. With that VC turbo, when the QX50 first came out in 2019, is actually class leading as far as fuel efficiency goes, and still by 2023 standards is a very fuel efficient vehicle compared to other vehicles it competes with. And it also has lots of power. Thanks so much for taking the time today to watch this video. Hopefully see you soon, and have a wonderful day.